Hey everyone, Joel Castro here, back with another vlog. Oh my god, how long has it been since I've done one of these? I think since August. Wow. It's really been a long time, but hey, I'm back and oh, another thing. I have a new YouTube account. It's actually a Let's Play account for me screwing around in video games and putting along hilarious commentary. If you want to check it out, it's Soul Harvester 45, and yeah, go ahead and check it out. If you like my videos, then I would recommend that other channel. But anyways, today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people touch on. I know I have a stupid little cow like I can't get rid of, but today I'm going to talk about a topic in video games that everyone seems to discuss: difficulty. The difficulty in video games, I think it really depends on who the person is when you ask them how difficult video games are nowadays. If you ask a veteran from like the NES days or the Super Nintendo days, you'll think, video games are getting too easy, yada yada yada, blah, blah, blah. And newer gamers nowadays are probably thinking, wow, video games are really hard. Some of them can be a little hard for newer ones, but they were not subjected to the horrors that were Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, Ghosts and Goblins. To this day, those games still give me a headache. But you know, people nowadays, especially a lot of the older gamers, think video games don't pose a challenge anymore. You know, because we're able to breeze by them so fast because we've learned over time that video games have become a little bit easier, so that people don't tear their hairs out from the sheer difficulty of it. But there was this one game developer called Atlus, and with the help of a game company called From Software, I don't know why that name is, but they created a video game that was both very fun, very entertaining, and very hard to beat. That game is known as Demon's Souls, which is actually what I'm going to review today. The gist of this, I love this game. I don't know why. Maybe I'm some sort of masochist, I don't know, but this game is very unique. Okay, the story goes like this. There was this king, King Allant, who because he started to get so, I don't know, disinterested in humanity, he decided to awaken an old demon called the Old One, and decided to use that demon to rule the world. However, it backfired on him. The Old One slayed him, and with the Old One's release, there was this giant fog that caused a bunch of demons from hell to spawn all over the world and take over. And many warriors have been sent and tried to take out this fog, but none have really done the job. But that's where you come in. You are the player, and you can customize your character however you want. You can make him or her look like whoever. And you are one of these warriors who is sent to destroy the Old One. Very simple story, but the backstory to it, the history behind this place, this area called Boletaria, it's very rich and very detailed. The actual story is mostly kill the demons, save the world, yada yada yada. Very simple story, very minimalist. But the backstory to this game, the lore that it presents, is so rich and so detailed. It makes me want a book to explain the details of how this happened. And it's one of those few stories that actually does that for me. And now we move on to gameplay. Gameplay. This is an action RPG. You level up using souls you collect from killing all the enemies. Some enemies will give you like 4 souls. Other enemies will give you like upwards of up to 1,000 or so, because souls are used as currency in the game, but they're not only used as currency, they're basically like experience points. So you have souls that are experience points and currency in order to buy weapons, in order to buy armor, in order to level up, all that good stuff. But the thing is about this game is that souls, they're easy to come by, but they're not exactly so easy to keep. Because this game, everyone has said it. Everyone says it all the time. This game is viciously difficult. I cannot tell you how many times I have died playing Demon Souls. It is brutal. Even the weak enemies that you think, oh, I can just breeze through them one by one. No. You get too many of them at once on you, you will get overwhelmed and you will die. Even a strong enemy, you think, oh, I'll just use tactics, you will die. A flying enemy, I'll just use arrows on him. No, you will die. But that's the beauty of this game. I know what you're thinking. How can dying be something awesome in a video game? It teaches you, because the enemies still stay in the same place. The enemies respawn after you die. And when you die, you actually get turned into a soul form, which takes about half your health, unless you have certain items that increase it a little bit while you're in soul form. Never up to full, by the way. But your defense and your attack power is also increased, so there's something to think about. And for the most part, the difficulty of this game allows it to be a lot more rewarding. The thing is, you die a lot in this game. I'm not gonna bullshit you and say, oh, you can get through this game without dying. Although there's one person on YouTube who did manage the feat. Kudos to him, but either way, the average player will die a lot. And the more you die, the more you start thinking, the more you strategize, thinking, oh, there's that enemy over there. Kill him quickly. There's a large enemy behind these two. I'll kill them two first before he has a chance to rush me. You start strategizing. You start thinking of ways of getting around certain enemies or avoiding certain ones altogether, because the level design allows for some serious exploration. Level design in this game is beautiful. You have all these corridors, you have all these areas, beautifully designed too. For a PS3 game that came out in I think it was 2009, I think. Yeah, 2009. It looks amazing. It really does. It runs so smoothly. And the graphics are just beautiful. And it still looks good today. I mean, by today's standards, by 2012 standards, where we have games like Halo 4 and friggin' Final Fantasy 13 too, with these amazing cutting-edge graphics, this game still looks fantastic. But I digress. The level design, back to the level design, it is terrific. I am just when I first started playing this game, I had to cheer. I had to give myself a little cheer for this company. I just said, yes! A game that requires efforts. A game that requires strategy, that requires a thought, that requires good inventiveness. Because I know a lot of video games are imaginative. A lot of video games are still very enjoyable. But the challenge just isn't there like it was when, people played the first Ninja Gaiden, or played Castlevania, or played Ghosts and Goblins, or Super Ghouls and Ghosts. The challenge isn't there anymore. In some games it is, but never to a point where you want to tear your hair out and gouge your eye out in pain. This is one of those games that truly gives you satisfaction when you kill that really difficult boss. Because, again, you gain souls from it. But here's the thing about those souls. You lose every bit of soul power that you gain from killing those enemies every time you die. And also, every time you die, the game gets more difficult. Wrap your head around that one, guys. But, for the most part, this game is stunning. Because the reward, the risk, the ability to gain all your souls back if you go to the same spot you died in, but then again, you go to the same spot you died in, and you're not sure if you're able to beat that one person. Me, I still have not beaten the game. I've had it at least 2.5 weeks. I have not beaten the game at all. I've only killed like 4 bosses, just 4, out of the like dozens that are in the game altogether. Yeah, not gonna lie, this game will take you a while. This is not a weekend rental game. You will need careful timing you will need a lot of time in order to play this game. But I tell you, if you play it and you're patient with it, it'll reward you big time. Now, as for other things like sound design, there's not very much music unless you're in the overworld, the Nexus, which is your only safe zone, by the way. Unless you fall, but it'd be stupid to fall. Anyways. The Nexus is where you can buy the better armors or a bunch of items and store your items in case you're getting overburdened with them, because if you're overburdened you will slow down, and if you slow down you will die. And you can also level up, gain more experience, gain more health, more defense, more magic power. You can use magic in this game. It's very fun to use magic. It's very fun to use all the unique weapons and armor that you can get. And for the most part, let me see. The sound design is very, very, very good. You hear everything you have to hear. There's no like glitches. There's only a little bit of lag because this game is semi-online, and that is a very unique feature of this game. The online mode, it's a way of having players help you along, because the developers knew that this game would be hard. So they added an online feature where you can send messages to other players and say, okay, be careful of this enemy ahead. If you go this direction, there's treasure ahead. Use whatever tactics on this boss. Players like to help you in this game. I'm surprised. And you can also summon other players as phantoms to help you along in a co-op mode. But if they die, they get banished and lose all. They don't lose all the souls they gained, but they just get banished to their own game. And I've noticed there are very little issues with the online. There's the occasional lag here and there, but that's not really too bad a problem. But it still runs very smoothly, especially for PlayStation Network Online. Yeah, good online needs to improve, but for the most part, it's very fun. And there's also players that come in as Black Phantoms and try to kill you. That also provides another different challenge, because what if you have a extremely skilled player at this game and you're just like, been like a week at this game? They're going to kill you. So you really have to prepare for that. I haven't had an encounter with the Black Phantom yet, but I'm anticipating it. I always anticipate danger in this game. Now, I've talked about this game to death. I love it. The level design, the gameplay, the punishing yet rewarding difficulty. There are a few problems with it. One, I mentioned the story is very simplistic. There's not much to it apart from the backstory, but the main story itself, it's very minimalist. Think of games like Shadow of the Colossus and Ico that don't really tell you their story right off the bat, and don't really give you specific details on how the story progresses. It's one of those kinds of stories, and it's very unique to me. I don't mind it, but it's something that should be addressed. Another thing, the presentation of it's not that great. They don't give a grand intro to where you're supposed to be. They don't give grand intros for the dragons and for the bosses and stuff like that. I don't think it's needed, but there's also the odd bit. It's just you don't really get to see much of this land. I think that's where the presentation issues come in. You don't get to really see much of how this land is, and how unique and varied it is, and but you still get to use the amazing level design. You still get to travel that, and these are some very creative areas. So if you take the time and kill a few enemies in one area, stay there and take a look around. See how much time and effort they put into designing these levels. Now, another thing, there's voice acting in this game, but it's very hit or miss. The main characters that you find, they all have very good voice actors. The Maiden in Black, who helps you level up, the Monumental, who gives you the majority of the backstory, a lot of these side characters that you find throughout the areas you travel through, they all have good voice acting. Some of the rest, iffy. It's not not that great voice acting, but whatever works for you. For the most part, though, this is not a game for everyone. This is for the hardcore gamer who wants a very, very unique and rewarding challenge. This is for the gamer who sat down and tried to hammer through Castlevania or Ninja Gaiden. This is for the experienced gamer. So, because of that, and because of all those other issues, I'm afraid I have to give this game a 9. It's still a very good score, but it's just shy of being a perfect 10 because of those things that I mentioned. Because this is not a game that everyone can just pick up. But either way, it's slowly becoming one of my favorite games. I want to beat it. I want to see how it ends. I want to see what happens when you kill the old one. I really want to see how this game progresses. So yeah, until then, this has been Joel Castro, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you get to see more of these videos. And yeah, bye everyone. Keep on gaming.